Blessings. Welcome to today's Law Enforcement Daily Devotional. Today we read the last part of Lamentations, chapters 4 and 5, and then we read the book of Obadiah. Um, Lamentations, again, was a continuation of yesterday's read where Jeremiah is lamenting. He's giving a funeral dirge over what's going on in Jerusalem and how bad things are in the country of Judah, and just crying out, Lord, how long do we have to suffer this? And things are horribly bad since the exile. And then we go into Obadiah, and it is also same time period, talking about what's going on in Judah and Jerusalem, but more from the perspective of this prophetic humbling that's going to take place over the Edomites, the people of Edom. And we even mentioned this a couple of days ago, that it was either in Jeremiah or Ezekiel where it was prophesying against what was going to happen to them because of what they had done to Judah and Jerusalem. And we even mentioned Obadiah was where it was going to explain it. And so today we see that it describes Edom and the Edomites as a very arrogant people. Just for a little background, Esau and Jacob, the twin brothers, just did not have a good relationship growing up. They split, and we know Jacob was one of the patriarchs, and Esau went off and kind of went into the mountains and made their settlement in the mountains. And so when you see this mountain of Esau that gets referred to 4 or 5 times in this, that's where it's coming from, the mountain of Esau. These are the descendants of Esau and the Edomites. But instead of being living off of that relationship, because they were related, they were family, they just continued to dislike each other and take jabs at each other, and they never got along. But when the chips are down, family usually comes together and helps each other out. Well, when the chips are down here, we see that Edom jumps on the side of the enemy and kicks Israel and Judah when they're down, and then they go in and they take advantage and they rob and they steal and do horrible things to Judah. And so this whole book is just a prophecy against this one group of people, and they'll be scattered, and it says their descendants will all be killed and they will be remembered no more. And so anyway, that's kind of what today's read was. It was just short, sweet, and simple. Tomorrow we're going to be back in Jeremiah. We're going to read chapter 40, starting in verse 7, and we're going to read through chapter 44, verse 30. So there's going to be a lot of reading in Jeremiah. And then we'll jump into 2 Kings chapter 25 and read 3 verses, chapter 23 through 26, and it'll relate to Jeremiah, and you'll see that. So I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for a law enforcement takeaway, and in the meantime, you guys be safe.